Hi, welcome to the studio. This is a quick play-along video to help the fifth graders at Amity Creek get ready for the variety show at the end of the month. Hopefully this will help you practice at home and you can strum along with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down each song that we're going to play and play through the chord progression slowly and with single strums and then with the full strum pattern. And then I will just play the full songs. So the two songs we're going to play are Good Riddance or Time of Your Life by Green Day and the Amity Song. So let's jump right in. For Good Riddance, the Green Day song, we're going to need four chords. We're going to need G, we're going to need C, we're going to need D, and we're going to need E minor. So go ahead and take a second. You can pause the video and practice those four chords. You should have a chord chart in your materials. Okay, now that you've practiced those four chords, I will slowly go through each section of this song to show you what you'll be playing. And at first I'll do it with just whole note strums, so one strum per chord, and you can kind of follow along. So you should all have gotten a page that looks like this that goes along with the lyrics and the chords as well. So this breaks down how each section goes, and there's lots of repeats. So the intro is the same as the first part of the verse. We have 2 bars of G, 1 of C, 1 of D, and then that repeats. So that'll go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and C, 2, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then you can play that as many times as you want. So the hard part right now will be switching between these different chords. So practice the chords individually and then practice slowly moving between them and then try to play along with me in the video. So that's the intro, and I'm still doing just a simple strum. I also gave you guys a strum pattern sheet that broke down some easy and some harder strum patterns. So I'll go over those in a minute, this sheet right here. All right, so the verse of the song goes the same way. It starts with the G, G, C, D, and that repeats, but then it goes to E minor, D, C, G, and that repeats. So that will sound like this, and I'll play the repeats too. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and again. G, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, and C. 3, 4, and D, 2. Then you go to E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, and C. And then to G. And back to E minor. 2, 3, 4, and D, 2, 3, 4, and C. 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's the verse. Next, we'll practice the chorus. And the chorus starts with E minor, has E minor, G, E minor, G, E minor, G, back and forth. So, since E minor is this shape and G is this shape, they seem very different, but if you do a little bar where you play more than one string with a finger, you can play G like this with one finger here and one finger there, and then all you have to do is pick up your ring finger like this to go back and forth between G and E minor, and that can make it a lot easier in this section. So you have E minor like this, and then G, and you go back and forth. So that'll sound like this, the chorus. 1, 2, 3, E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, and G, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and that's the chorus. And then there's a little interlude between the next verse that is the exact same as the intro. So it's G, G, C, D, and that repeats. So then the whole song, that's really all the material for the whole song. And then we just have another verse, another chorus. The bridge is the same as the verse. It's kind of a little solo section. And then we have the chorus. And then the outro is pretty much the same as the intro. So here are some of the strum patterns you can do. What I was just doing just there was strumming one chord per bar. And so that's a whole note. It's 4 beats. So in the end, if all you can do is one strum per bar, then that's fine. You know, you can keep up, and the other people and I will be on stage with you, and we will be strumming the strum pattern. You can also strum 2 half notes. So that would sound, I'm going to do all these with G. So the whole note would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 half notes will be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hopefully the whole song will go faster than I'm playing right now. But then you could do 4 quarter notes if you want. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I suppose you could even do 2 quarter notes and a half note to give yourself time to switch chords. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we could go down, and here's another strum pattern for just eighth notes. So you down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when strumming the ukulele too, you can use your thumb, you can use your finger, you can use a combination of the two. You can hold your fingers like you're holding a pick, or you can actually use a pick. So sometimes I strum down with my thumb, sometimes I strum down with the top of my finger, go up with my finger. So then the actual hardest strum pattern we're going to do that will actually be throughout the whole song is a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and that's down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, up, like that. So now that you got that under your belt, and you can go back as many times as possible in the video, I'll put some timestamps hopefully down below in the description so you can jump to different parts and you don't have to just watch the whole video every time. But now I'll just play through the entire song of Green Day, and I'll sing along with it. And I'll do this at a moderate speed so you can play at home. Hopefully we'll get it a little faster than this. So here's the strum pattern again. By the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. All right, so here we go with the Amity Song. The outline of the Amity Song is fairly similar. A lot of verses and choruses. We're going to need the chord C. We're going to need E minor. We're going to need F. need G. And that's pretty much it. And so I'll go through slowly, like I did with the last song, on each section. So the verse is going to go like this, and I'll do one strum per 4 beats. So it starts with C, and then it goes E minor, C, G, F, G. And then we kind of hold. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, 2, 3, and C. 1, 2, 3, and G. 2, 3, and then F. 2, 3, and G. Cool. So that's the verse. And the chorus, and you should have this piece of paper that outlines all of this, and you have the actual lyrics here. So if you get this down well enough on either of these songs, you're so welcome to sing along. But I want you to focus on playing the ukulele first. So you can strum, like I said in the last song, you can just strum along with whole notes, or you can do half notes, or whatever. The strum pattern will be a little different on this one, but we'll work on that in class. So then the chorus is C for 4 beats, and then it goes F for 2, and C for 2, and then C for 4, and then G for 2, and C for 2, and then that repeats. So that'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4, F, and C, and C, 2, 3, 4, and G, and C, and C, 2, 3, 4, and F, and C, and C, 2, 3, 4, and G, and C. Okay, so then the verse 2 is the same as verse 1. Chorus 2 is the same as the first chorus. We have a bridge then, which is a little different, with the choice, voice, community, and friends. And so that is C, G, C, G. And then you repeat that. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, then G, 2, 3, 4, and C, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, and again, C, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4, and C, 2, 3, 4, and G, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go into the chorus and play it twice with maybe a little slowing down at the end, and we end on C. Okay? A strum pattern you can do in this song that would work pretty well is just quarter notes for all the chords. That would work. Also, you could go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, a 4, a 1, 2. Like that. So this one doesn't really have an intro. We're just going to jump right into it. So I'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll start. So now, I think we're ready to play through the whole song. So here we go. Starting out with the C chord. 1, 2, 3. I know my way around the block. I know my way around. They've taught me how to be myself and stand in front of the crowd. And that will never change. I'll always be the same. Even if people tell me I'm insane. Well, that's you, that's me, that's the way it's gotta be. Amity, Amity, that's the place I wanna be. Amity, Amity, that's my family. Amity, Amity, that's the place I wanna be. Amity is the place for me. They've made it my second home. I've made some friendships over the years that are unbreakable, and that will never change. I'll always be the same, even if people tell me that I'm insane. 'Cause that's you, that's me, that's the way it's gotta be. Amity, Amity, that's the place I wanna be. Amity, Amity, that's my family. Amity, Amity, that's the place I wanna be. Choice, voice, community, and friends. That is something that will never end, Choice, voice, community, and friends. That is something that will never end. Well, that's you, that's me, that's the way it's gotta be. Amity, Amity, that's the place I wanna be. Amity, Well, there you go. There's the 2 songs. I hope this helps you practice at home, and happy practicing. I'll see you in class.